Today we do another trench talk. We got my guy King Rush. We got KG in the building. What's up?
Bro, KG has been more than bro, he explaining shit to me I ain't know about. You know what I mean? Straight up. Like I know a lot of bullshit, but bro, I ain't know about some of this shit, man. And like I find it kind of interesting, yo. Like, so I guess go ahead and tell us like who you are, where you're from, what's your affiliation.
Man, I'm KG3. Man, I'm from Collinsville, man, but I fall out of Tulsa, fuck around Tulsa. So I represent Irish Mob, Sinn Féin. All the homies, man, miss y'all, man.
Tell us a little bit about your growing up in childhood, how it was with your family.
I grew up in a little small town, Collinsville. I had a typical family, man. My dad, he was all right, he was cool. My mom, all my cousins, small little town. So they was all the outlaws growing up. My uncles, shit. My grandpa was a preacher. Grandma, she, how grandmas are, it's old Christian lady. Cousins, old country boys, from Collinsville, you know what I mean? Like to fish, hunt, just your typical man, grew up, played football, baseball, man, just typical American young kid, man, growing up 90s and early 2000s, you know what I mean?
Where'd you go to school at?
I went to school in Collinsville, all the way up to high school, man. I dropped out my 10th grade year, started working a lot and just started rebellion. And my mom, she sent me and my brother up to Virginia. When I was 16, I moved to Virginia for a little bit. And so I dropped out of school, but I went to Collinsville.
So from dropping out of school to joining the Irish Mob, what happened in between to get you on?
Man. And got into drugs, man, and started listening to a Lil Wayne. Thought gangbanging sounded cool.
Hey, Lil Wayne era was different,
Thought gangbang was cool. I went to Virginia, man. Probably where it started. I went to Virginia when I was 16. I met this dude, Vince Loyal, is my brother-in-law's friend. They work together. This dude, Vince Loyal, he's a rapper. So he still does big stuff up there too, man. Virginia Grind family and shit. I thought that was just cool, man. He had swag about him. There's something about him. I was a little country boy, a little fat, ugly, geeky, little poor country boy. You know what I'm saying, man? Didn't have a lot of confidence in himself. So you know what I'm saying. I thought he was cool, man. He had swag, and he didn't look at me. He taught me, man. It's like he shouldn't have been like he rapped, and I thought that's why I was getting into rap music. You know what I'm saying? But when I started listening to rap, I listened to what my sister listened to. So it was like NWA, Master P, and DMX, and you know what I'm saying? All that old school shit. Like,
man, I do like. I feel like you like. How old are you?
33. I'll be 33 in July.
And I mean, to me, that makes sense just because, like, I just turned 39, but there was like a weird period between like those like mid 80s babies or like late 80s babies where our generation was like, we were right at that point where like, I guess it wasn't the majority was losing racism, but like there was a large chunk of like, you know what I'm saying? Like my parents weren't really that racist. Like I don't remember my mom ever saying that to fuck up. So like, but, and I feel like it's going away a little bit more. So like, man, we grew up on that, like the Slim Shady shit and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, and that was that was different, bro. Like, you like, you know what I mean? You had kids that felt differently or like, you know what I mean? Their politics weren't shaping their personality. It was, the exact opposite of what their parents was actually believing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't thought it that way. That makes sense.
Or like your grandparents and shit. Like, bro, if you over like 60, 65, 70, like, bro, you was racist at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was part of the time.
I grew up in a little small town like that, man. Like, man, we only had 2 colored kids in the school. My whole time growing up, I grew up in a little racist town. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't racist to that extent,
right?
But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, but
there's a lot of cool ass white dudes out there, but like some of them but like the ones that like that, it was more the culture type shit than it was like, you know what I'm saying?
All my family Indian though. Like my mom's side I grew up with, they're all full blood Cherokee. We live reservation out in Collinsville. If you go to Collinsville, you know about the res.
Right.
That's where all my family's from, and it's not but Indian. All my family full blood Indian. So like when I came out Irish Mob, like, they give me hell about it.
You look Irish as fuck.
I got Cherokee pride on my arm. You know what I mean? So,
okay. So the Irish Mob shit, bro, I didn't know much about it, and you kind of like you dropped me like some key points earlier. Like I've always thought it was just like another like white supremacy gang.
Yeah, no, man. I talk a little. Everybody knows we're we're men of business. We're the mob. We're the ones out here from the west side. Call us little ghetto white kids. You know what I'm saying? From Turley,
Right.
just little poor white kids with that swag. You know what I'm saying? We're, yeah, that right. You know, we got black Jahars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Black Mob. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Like
so yeah,
SpongeBob, you know what I mean?
it was the kids that wasn't, or the that generation that wasn't like gonna fall into the, because the Aryan shit seems like it's a little more aimed toward like white supremacy type shit.
You know, and it's more in prison, man. It's political, man. When you go to prison, so you see these kids out here, these white kids, man, rep blood, crip, and when they go to prison, some of them do stay true to their shit because they really, you know what I'm saying? Then some of them go.
You feel like that's rare though, like
a lot of them they change up, and you go. There's when you go into prison, man, it's either you join a gang or you stay by yourself. And if you stay by yourself, I respect that, man. I wish I would, but that wasn't for me, man. Like I'm not no follower, but and I ain't no leader. I'm something in between. You know what I'm saying? And that's very rare. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand that I'm something in between. You know what I'm saying? People lead me, but you got to also follow at some point in your life. You got to listen.
Is it like a certain term for like the people that go solo? Like what are they? Just regular? They're not civilians.
I call them civilians.
Are they civilians?
Yeah, civilians, yeah.
Okay.
But man, I'm gonna still treat you and hold you responsible, man. So just because you're a civilian, there are people being there, be like, I ain't in no car because I ain't no gang, but that don't matter. Yeah, you get held responsible. It's political, man.
So you feel like they have to follow some politics regardless,
because it's like I tell them, man, y'all live in our world. We let you live in our world. Don't disrespect my world. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you live in my world. Prison, that's gangbanging world. So
is that power? Is that power by numbers, pretty much like enforced, like type thing? Is that what? How does that work?
It does, but man, everywhere I've ever been, from the yards, man, to the most active, I've been one or two Jahars on the pod. Like I stay the same everywhere I go. In the streets, you can ask anybody to see me in the streets. I don't have to call my homies. I don't have to roll like that. And the homies used to get mad because I tell them, so I get into somebody in prison, be like, shit, I don't need Irish Mob back me up. What's happening? I run through cars, homie.
Right.
I'm that dude. Like I ain't sound something bad, but I ain't no. You got to be a certain type of way, and I believe you have to hold yourself a certain type of way, man. In there, in prison, to survive as an active gang member, when you walk out your cell, you might get stabbed in the throat, and you might not have connections and be able to talk to the yards like somebody else on that pod can, and we fall out under the yard.
Do you feel like the white people are kind of held like the weaker race as far as like?
Yeah, we're the what do they call them? Minority. We're the minorities out there when we go in there, man. Like,
so
like black gangs in the Mexican, they have more power and they're more numbers in there, man, because that's just what it is in the hood. They grow up not like most white people go in there are crankers and in there for drug busts and stuff. Like then you got your white kids that are from Tulsa and shit, the thugs, you know what I'm saying? The ones that are really bad going there for the murders and the crazy type shit like the rest of the other gangs and they even roll around with the Crips and Bloods. When you go in, we have two choices, and I'm sure not going to be no fucking Peckerwood.
Right.
I fuck with the mob. You know what I'm
saying? I hear you say that, and I know what you mean, but like break that down, bro. When you say you don't want to be no Peckerwood,
I ain't gonna be no white boy, man. Like, I'm not racist in any type of way, man. Like, there's ignorance in every race. I don't care, and I say that, and people know what I mean by that. There's ignorance in every race. I don't care who you are. That's something I can't stand is ignorance. Because you don't have to be an ignorant person in this world. You know what I mean? Like ignorant comes many ways. And in prison, you have to carry yourself a certain type of way, and I believe in that. So as a man, you gotta carry yourself in this world. You gotta carry yourself as a man. You have to.
You're a man first, bro.
For
sure.
I'm a man first.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a man before anything. And
is there anything you don't accept in there? Like, does every guy that wants to be part of Irish Mob get to be part of Irish Mob? Or you're like, nah, bro, you're not cut.
You got to admit, they're getting a little bit more lenient, and I ain't with that. When I started making, man, it wasn't easy. I remember many nights I go sleep on my rack, eyes swole shut, make fighting, keeping your hands up. You know what I'm saying?
Great enemies like a motherfucker.
Homies some love. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Make sure you don't want that man watching your back weak.
So there was more like a prospect kind of scenario, like
Mickey. Yeah,
okay,
Mickey. Yeah, making to get that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy. Some don't make the cut. Some do. Some make the cut that don't belong, and some don't make the cut who belong. It's
if you don't make the cut, do you get to try again?
Like when you don't make the cut, I mean, there's a difference in not making the cut. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, there's brat seasons, you just don't get your brat, you keep going. Hell, you can make for 10 years before you even get a brat. which flag is your you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You can put in hell of work, everything from whatever to ever. And
What would
just
cause a motherfucker not to make like the ranks or
oh
like
man,
like he doing what he's supposed to on this side, but he keep fucking up over
man,
here.
just and there's big homies that just ain't gonna like you, man. I just don't. They just do it like, and that's what it's become, man. It's not earned anymore like that. It's dangled over your head, you know. Shit. I ain't ashamed because all the homies know about this one. Man. When I was at Holdenville, I didn't get my brat on brat season. I was 1 of 7 mix. And I did everything. I soldiered right. I mean, I worked out all day. You can ask anybody been to Holdenville with me. I soldiered right. I said, here, right. Boom, boom, boom. Every day eating. Didn't get high. Wasn't doing nothing. I was told there was more to being Irish mom than working out and going when you're told to go and being a gangster. Basically, in that sense, it means I didn't kiss their ass.
So is it just like a personal thing you
It's a
think
personal
somebody
thing,
had?
That's how I still love the hood.
And
Yeah,
so
I'm still Irish mom.
and so what happened after that? Like you ended up getting like, you know,
I just
the thing you wanted to earn?
yeah, of course. But you know, it hurts to feel. I cried like a little bitch. You know, on St. Patty's Day, and I didn't get my bread. I went inside my cell, and I ain't never cried over something so hard. I've lost my grandfather. I've lost close homies. I ain't never cried like that.
That was important for you.
That was important to me.
No, your bro, you had pride in that.
I gave up everything for that. Like
that was like trying out for the team and all that.
Vanilla knows me from when I was, you know what I'm saying? Like I gave up everything that I've ever had, my music, for this.
Do you think like now do you look back and you're like that was part of the shit too though? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to see how I handled that.
Part
like,
of the
maybe,
journey.
Maybe like they were seeing how I'd react. Or...
Part like the it's one of the homies just tell me, like the ones that are worth it, the great ones, they're tested.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody loves KG3.
So basically, not to be disrespectful, but this is for those kids that was fucking like, you know, the middle school fucking like. I mean, I was one of them too. Like, and we skipping school in 7th, 8th grade for half a day, and the other half going, and then we'd switch up 9 weeks into it. That way, we never really went a full day of school. You know what I mean? We just. And we was, you know, we wasn't doing shit, bro. We was smoking fucking dime bags in the park across the street, listening to fucking listening to shit on fucking MP3 players and shit. You know what I mean? And if like, you know,
life.
But you know, but we were part of that shit where everybody kind of mixed in. Like, you know what I mean? I might have 2 or 3 dumbass white friends that told nothing but gay jokes all day, and then
that don't change.
Then
I got
you know,
a bunch of them in prison.
And then we playing basketball with you know Marcus and his homeboy Jamal 2 days later. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just
how it is in there, man. Like or how it is. You know what I mean?
So it's a like I'm trying to put this together. Like it's a white gang because it's for those people, like a specific group. But it's not a white it's not a white supremacist gang.
We're not rocking the swastikas, and we're not, you know what I mean, down with the Hitlers. You know what I mean?
Is there any like other like prison gangs or like gangs that are in prison, like not maybe necessarily based off prison? Because you told me earlier like Irish mob is pretty much like you got to go to prison to be official, right?
In my eyes, you know, people want to claim to say different otherwise, but you know what I'm saying, they know what it is. But yeah, man, if you ain't got a DOC number and you ain't hit a yard, I'm talking a yard behind the fence where you go, you know what I'm saying, one of these right here, a fence on you.
So what about like the youngsters, like you got a nephew or something, or like, you know, your homeboy's little fucking son who he's locked away, and this, you know, he wants to be just like dad, and he not saying you pushing it into him, but bro, it's gonna happen one way or another. You know what I mean? You're gonna go ahead and teach him the right way. What do you feel about like them? But they ain't been to prison yet. But they're
heading it, man.
Because some people can play the whole card smart, bro, but really be official or something. But just between a combination of luck and smarts, they never get caught for shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I had never really run a situation like that. So I can't really speak on it. But you know, got me thinking. I'm wondering, like, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, I wonder how it would work because I've never ran a situation like that.
Maybe run.
But I know people who, like today, I've met somebody who's like, somebody I know was real big in Irish mob, and he's like, but I'm not affiliated. He's like, but I fuck with him. He ain't never really, like I said, but he's, you know what I mean? Yeah, I guess that's.
So
you wouldn't be officially Irish mob. You'd be more like an associate, I guess. You know
like maybe a prospect or something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're still gonna ride for you the same, but you're not never gonna be official with none of these on your body.
You're not gonna be.
like you know what I'm saying, rocks or anything like.
I feel like there is a gray area there. You need to come up with like a gang for like. But it made that official here on Trench Talk, by the way. Maybe they would start a gang for like the you know the motherfuckers getting off the porch.
Yeah.
But they not, you know what I mean? Because you know you're saying that it's kind of a badge to kind of you know prison changes you a little bit. Like even if you do a short little bit, bro. Like
yeah, anytime's too much time, I believe.
everybody I had go to prison, bro. Like man, they might have used to been funny in the motherfucker. They just a little less funny when they got out. You know what I mean? Like something changes about you.
It does, man. It numbs you in there. Like you know, there's people going, man. Like I went, look, I did 8 years. I did 8 flat. I said 8 flat, but I was out for 14 days in that 8 years. But I did 4 years my first time going in, and I didn't respect time, man. Like I stayed at a halfway house and a work center most of my time, and I was coming and going, living in the world, had phone, partying harder than I was out there, making more money.
Do whatever the fuck you wanted to
pull
do.
Pictures up off my old Facebook, man. Look like I'm living out here in the world, man. Nicer clothes than I have, and I was like, so I didn't respect that time. Then I came in my second time, went behind the fence and started seeing 18-year-olds who's doing 4 or 5 life sentences, never come home.
Wiping them youngsters out,
Wiping
bro.
them out. And
they gonna show out.
And it made me, they show out. They got nothing to lose,
bro. They got that's. I mean, that's what I mean. That's almost what's expected, bro. You got to make a name for yourself now, bro.
It made me respect time, man. Like, you know what, man? It's precious, man. Like, I had a situation in there where, you know, I had to write my mom and apologize because I didn't know if I was coming home, but I was 99% sure I wasn't coming home.
Man.
And like that's one of the hardest things I ever had to do. You talk about how to.
Can we ask what that scenario was?
And
was it an in-house type thing?
Something like that. Somebody showed up. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? So, you know how it is, man. You can't run. Shit catches up with you, man.
Like there's pros and cons to it, right? So like, I mean, at the same time, like, bro, you go anywhere, like you said, bro. I'm tapped in, bro. Like I'm not just gonna get walked over because I got, you know, I'm already established as far as my.
This is something off the street, something more serious off the street, and just needed to be handled. And you know what I'm saying? Well, it's what it is. So, you know, but having to write my mom, and that was one of the hardest things. I didn't think I was coming home. So prison does it, changes you, and I didn't have my family there. You know what I'm saying? They weren't there for me, man. Like, my family was the mob.
Man.
You know, it's like the homie said earlier, when y'all watched the earlier episode, you know, the hood's there, man. At the end of the day, the hood's there. They make sure, you know what I'm saying, they're going to keep me safe. Make sure I don't, you know what I'm saying, feed me. If you ain't got a bar of soap to wash you out, you know, that's us thinking in that motherfucker. You ain't got nobody, it ain't because you a bad person. You think to yourself, I ain't a bad person. I'm in here for some drugs, man. I ain't in here for nothing like that. Why me? And you see these weirdos and these sex offenders, man, got people there for them, and you're like, man, it's why my family don't look. So it hurts you, it breaks you. But you numb that pain, swallow that shit. My hood was there. So a lot of people don't understand that in my life nowadays, and they're trying to transition around it. And
it's not a racist game. Like, you know, bro, I thought y'all was. I'm not gonna lie, bro. No disrespect, but I thought y'all was racist this whole time, bro. Like,
it's you know, you can't say everybody's racist. You know what I'm saying? Like in there, you know what I'm saying? Here, the black gangs, white boys, and you know, racism everywhere, man. Like that's why people's like, I don't believe in the racism shit. But
before you say something fucked up like that, you know what I mean? Like I might say something bad, but it's not. I'm not gonna return the same like topic or like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna throw racism back at you. I'm gonna say something fucked up about your mom or fucking
and it's really not even looked at in there, man. Like racism, like man, the Aryans, they fuck with the black gangs. Everybody fuck with everybody in there, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's just when you go in and you're white, you got 2 choices. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be this, you're gonna be that, and it's really not even nothing like that. They don't believe in what they're doing. It's just it's a choice. What gang you gonna ride with?
Yeah,
you know
they don't even really feel like that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. You got your black gangs when they're what they are because they was in that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So it's just we only got 2 choices. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of white boys coming in that was banging blood crip and stuck true to their color. You know what I'm saying? Like I know some OGs. You know what I'm saying? Like shoot, they come in and tell me their story their first time coming in. Him and his brother come in as shotguns, and he didn't know that his brother was going to go be an AB. And he stayed true to his, and he ended up coming an OG. It's just a funny story to hear him tell it.
No, hey, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, man, my damn brother. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Or you ain't going to be nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got choices when you go in there. And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You make your choice, you live with it. But when you love something, man, like it's a family, man. Like, I can go anywhere, stay to Oklahoma, and I'm good. Well, not anywhere. I went to Kyoto the other week with none of us.
It's almost like you probably have
You
less.
anywhere, man.
You have less trouble than a guy that's
Yeah.
like riding by
Yeah.
himself type shit.
Yeah.
Just because.
But a lot of them ain't. All the people I fuck with are still in prison. I don't fuck with these outside world hard, man, because shoot, and I speak on it to them when I see them, man. Like they ain't got nothing good. Like they're not. You ain't mobbing. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm mob. I'm mob correct. I'm mob right. You know what I'm saying? People, I got haters because of how I am, not because of what I do. You can't speak nothing.
Bro, you gotta have haters, bro. You got.
It's just like y'all know how it is. Like, but that's how I mean. You know what I'm saying? So like, actually, man, we some good old fucking we some convicts, man. We some cranky gangsters, man. I mean, we just
Yeah, he's trying to hurt nobody.
we just. And then you learn to love it, or you learn to hate it. It's a love-hate relationship, man.
So different gangs put people on different ways. How do y'all fit y'all people?
Oh, you get your 3 for 33. You get that 3 for 33, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm assuming you're talking about 3 dudes beat the shit out of you for 33 seconds.
Better get in that motherfucking, get you some. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's
33 seconds is a long time.
Long fucking time. You drop, clock stops. You know how many times I drop, boy? Motherfucking man, what's this shit?
Hey, anybody, can you win and put on?
Hell yeah. Hey, we want you to. We don't. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can, you going far.
So I've heard that like some gangs are just keeping, bro. They gonna if you run through the first 3, 4, bro, they gonna throw 3, 4 more. Like you going, you're not gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
Which you know what I'm saying? On the 3 for 33s, that's love. That's just getting put on the set.
Y'all do DPs? Like discipline, like court sessions?
Oh
like,
man, we do some rough ones, man. Me and 3 Story shot my nigga 3 Story. Hey man, this dude 7 foot tall, 300 pounds. That's my celly. You go youngster, 23 years old, boy. Me, I was in all in shape. I was 225, man. With that shit working out every day. Boom. So we was the disciplinary action officers that day. Boy, we beat this dude so bad, court session didn't last the whole 33 seconds. We come out. Big homie's like, damn, y'all done already? Trying to give us a hard time. About 2 minutes later, he comes walking by. He's like, damn, dude, look like fucking, hey, you guys, off of Goonies. But
like you went down on the first one, y'all just beat the shit out of him for 33 seconds, bro.
He had a court session, but you know what I'm saying? He had to be disciplined. He know what he did.
But that don't mean you're put off though, right?
No.
Like that's it. You done, man.
You gotta get punished sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like your mom and dad spanking that ass. You just
right, yeah,
you gotta get punished. You know what I'm saying? Oh, absolutely, man. Shit, absolutely.
What you gonna go for, bro?
Reasons, man. You can go because of restrictions and not following restrictions, breaking restrictions, doing something political and fucking up. Like say you go get in a debt, you can't pay it, and it gets brought to the attention. You know, big homie might be having bad days. Like, I'll just run down through it. You know, court to teach you lessons and shit. And then you got your goddamn hard-headed ass hard that just go to court. To us, it's kind of just, it ain't nothing even like that, man. When you go to court, like, it ain't nothing like where you, it's court session, man. We laugh about it and we'll be like, you know what I'm saying? Better not me. It's court session, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
anybody get hurt in the court session?
Yeah. Most of the time, we ain't in there trying to hurt unless it's
y'all stomping.
No. Unless you're getting beat upset, you don't put feet on you.
So how bad is it when you do that though?
Oh, when we take you off the set?
Yeah. Like you trying to put him in the hospital?
Man.
You trying to kill him?
Man. Yeah.
What if a dude's just like, bro, I don't want to do this no more, but I want an honorable discharge?
Man, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did something like that myself, man, where I'm actually like, it was just more like, I didn't want to bang on that yard no more. I'm not agreeing with what y'all doing. Send your 3 in here. Let me get my 3 for 33 because I didn't do nothing wrong. I went, you handle it like a man. You know what I'm saying? There's different, but like, if you're getting took off the set because it's something foul or something you get took off the set, you gotta hurt you. You know what I'm saying? You get feet put on you and shit. Like, you gotta get hurt if you disrespect her. There's different moderate to it, and I've been a part of every single one of them. Everything from a honorary discharge to you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we burn your shit off. We burn you. Yeah.
You ever had a homie be a rat?
Yeah, man. Oh, man. My little homie ratted on me. Well, ain't my little homie, fucking bitch. But yeah, that's how I went for trafficking, bro. Like, my second time in prison, man, he told on me. We were all 3 in the car. I think I was telling you that story earlier. Yeah. Sticks walks up on us and shit. He knows me from when I was just running these hotels and shit. And anyways, we went to court. My little homie ended up telling him that I made him hold the stuff. I was his big homie, and I was gonna this and that. And it's like didn't get charged. I was the only one that went to prison. There's 3 of us in the car. and
Damn.
that's why I got out of prison for. And yeah.
Did you telling anybody from your shit like what really happened? Did that get anything happen to him?
Man, we couldn't find him out in the street. You know, so I heard where he went to prison, and he had audacity to send me a fucking Facebook friend request into my sentence.
What if he apologized wholeheartedly?
No. You took time of my life away. You took me away from my wife. You took me away from and situations there and things that had like you took my life away from me. I can't forget.
What if he took you on like a cruise?
Nah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I might finish out the cruise. You know
I mean, bro, there's got to be something man can redeem himself with, bro.
You can't do that, man. Like, you my little homie. Like, maybe if you were just a homie and it happened.
Is he still allowed to claim Irish mob?
Hell no.
So he's off.
It's all the way done.
So what they call people that you take off?
Pseudos. Which means X'd out in Gaelic, but we just call it X'd out.
So if like marked out, So if you marked out, you done.
Yeah,
your word's no good.
There's a difference between being, you know what I'm saying, covered up, whatever. Like if you're X'd out, then they take you off. You know what I'm saying? Call it the walls, take you off the books, roll call. If you just cover up, if you're on the right yard, then you're even gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like you're
not gonna get stabbed or nothing.
Nah, if you're on good standards like me, I can hit any yard and I'm still active and full. Like I said, man, I got homies. They won't leave me the fuck alone, boy. Y'all know who you are. And but I love them to death. That's just they still talk to me.
You know what that side's like. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I got homies, like I said, man, damn good jahars, man. That no longer jahar, but I still fuck with them on the daily.
You think you've been traumatized by all this shit?
Yeah, definitely.
You think like there's like a level of like PTSD or maybe?
Yeah, man.
Like you've been in war?
Yeah, I've been 3 wars. Actual
been in like a riot on the inside?
Yeah, man. We stomped out some Indians, man. My first showed up to Holdenville, man. New Year's Eve, boy. I wasn't even there a fucking week. And then, boy, the whole Indian car, mob car, man, got popping. Everybody, 33 deep on them. Boom, went down. Come in there with some fucking little pepper spray guns. Boom, 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 hitting us, lock us down. Yeah, I did a couple of them. Yeah, a little in-house. We call it in-house rivalries. You know what I'm saying? Little in-house fallouts where it don't trickle down. It just stays on that yard. You get a couple of the hardest and you line it up, handle it that way. You know what I'm saying?
For the Irish mob, what do you like? Most rival gang on you think it along no matter what.
21 killer, homie. Fucking UAD, man. You know what I'm saying? Fucking 21-12 killer, man. Fucking.
So y'all actually against the.
Yeah, we don't. You know what I'm saying? Now we got the truth and shit, but man, when it was war, it was war. You know what I'm saying? All the way to the street. You know what I'm saying? Like shooting bolts off in that. You know what I'm saying? That's when fucking.
So there's been some bloodshed and all that.
That's when UADs were putting the IMK patches on, which Irish mob killer, man. They wish. You know what I'm saying? We started putting our fucking Aryan killer patches on. You know what I'm saying? UK 21-12 killer. You know what I mean?
Is there any squashing this shit?
Yeah, I mean, there's truths. In the treaty, you know what I'm saying? If it gets popped back off, whoever pops it off, you know what I'm saying? It ain't good.
Does this make like the white race like weaker as a whole?
No,
because they have like.
I don't think so. I think it kind of brought together, man. Like me, I don't want to have to fight another white boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Not in prison like that. Not a gang member, man. We should, because man, you know, sometimes it can turn to a race thing, but we stay out of it. You know what I'm saying? When the Aryans and the Bloods fell out, that was big. Even people in the streets.
So even the Bloods though, like. Acknowledge y'all separately type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, that's like that's almost like a certification within itself that like, hey, we're taken seriously as a like independent party.
One of the big homies, man, he used to rock that red flag. You know what I'm saying? So whenever he dropped his red flag and put a green one in, he still had a lot of love from all the blood homies. So you know what I'm saying? We went to war with the U.S. First time.
So do you feel like you have like he said a rival set? Do you feel like you got like a love set? Like
the Bloods, man. You know
the Bloods, okay. So like y'all actually like
B's and threes, man.
So they ain't gonna let nothing go too far if it crack off.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like not to that to where what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? But we still, you know what I'm saying? We lock it in.
So that's dope, bro. Like this is for like, bro. You dropping knowledge on me.
Yeah, any Bloods, man. We're from you know what I'm saying? 5 Deuce to fucking Pyru, you know what I'm saying? But you know, our main love set really is RMG, the Tread Mob Gang.
Is there any blood sets that didn't join in on this, or are they all it's kind of universal?
When they go to prison, man, they're Blood Nation. You know what I'm saying? So they're all the Bloods.
Are the Crips broke
just
up
like,
in separate cars? Like,
I mean, they is, you know what I'm saying, but like they're the same thing when you go to fucking prison, Slope Nation, you know what I'm saying? Like you just I mean, they might still fall out with amongst each other, you know what I'm saying?
there's
But,
not
like, still,
that many of this set and this set to enough to like.
they all still,
So it's kind of like an umbrella.
yeah,
like,
they you know, like out in the streets, it's usually Bloods and Crips, you know what I'm saying? It ain't Fruity and Blooms in there, you know what I'm saying?
so
Like,
the Irish mob independently is going against, you know,
Yeah.
Crip nations and shit like that because.
We've had fallouts
So,
with them like that.
so how deep do you think Irish mob is?
Man. Actively, last time I heard the books is like actively, which we call actively when we roll call, that's in prison, man. Like 230. Actively 230. Probably like 230. Pretty big in prison though. Pretty big prison game. About 1 out of every 10 white boys, man. 8 white boys, man.
Man, what are we gonna call the jumping off the porch game?
What is it?
What are we gonna call the jumping off the porch game, bro? You gotta start a game for the Irish mob juniors, bro.
Oh,
like
man.
that ain't been to the
Baby
yard
clovers, man. Little baby
y'all,
clovers.
I mean, as y'all evolve, bro,
Yeah,
this is
little
something
baby
that's gonna.
I speak against it now. I don't want none of little, man. It was cool and it's fun. I talk the stories, man, but that's because, you know what I'm saying? Like, but man, I wouldn't wish it upon any kid, man. It ain't that, man.
What if you wouldn't have done this?
I wouldn't be who I am, man.
Would it be worse?
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I'd have made it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So, like, what's a heart check for people that don't understand?
Oh, man, you go in that motherfucker and you're going to lace your boots up and y'all going to hit that cell. We're going to see if you got some heart to you.
So, is it like one-on-one or
Yeah, that's just one-on-one. Like, Lawton, they do fucking 3-on-1. You know, they're going to hit you for 30-30. Just, you know, it's Irish. It's not easy to be an Irish mom. That's why I tell people, man, if you're, I tell people all the time, it wasn't easy. That time in prison was not, especially having rocks on your face, like looking like this. They're really going to test you because, man, a lot of the Irish mob homies are doing lives in 25s and 30s and like, so they really, really about that life. They BTL. Yeah, they BTL. They about that life. You know what I mean?
What was the first day locked up like? When you got first locked up, was you say 8-year stint?
Yeah.
First day, like.
Did you know what Irish mob was by then?
Man, I heard of them. I was, like I said, micking out in the streets. I started micking in the streets. I was hiding it from my old lady and shit. And
so, before we get into that, some people might not know what micking is. Can you explain what micking is?
Man, basically micking is see if you're gonna get put on or get put on, man. Like basically prospect. You know, you got your prospect, like your hang arounds and shit like bike, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna that's your trial run. The trial run. It usually takes about a year. It used to be it'd be a year and then you get your IMG. But then when we did it with IMG and you came straight Sinn Féin, you had to mix Sinn Féin for at least 2 years. Used to be behind the fence. You can get away with it in lower security, but you ain't gonna get that Sinn Féin. And if you do, it's not gonna be official. I ain't gonna respect it like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't, if you ain't got your shit from behind the fence, I ain't respecting. But man, Sinn Féins are just giving out now. They used to be earned, man, blood only, but now they just, man, you know what I'm saying? You put $25 cash app out, man, get your shit. I mean, and everybody knows that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Talking down on the hood, and everybody knows that.
I feel like there's not enough pride in taking it put on back in the days as now.
Yeah.
So it's like merch, like at this point, like.
And that was just, you know, and it's crazy. Like even how much the world's changed. And I tell my wife this, how much my hood changed, man. Like in just 8-10 years that I was been living like this. What was it? When I met Vanilla when he was 16, so it was almost 10 years ago. Last time I seen him, something like that, about 10 years ago. So you know what I mean, like that's when I started. You know what I mean, like so, like, and it's changed so much, and it's almost fucking like I've been out in the streets, been home now since October. I don't see a single Jahar, and when I walk in, you know what I am, and if they're hiding it or like they just because they're not on top of their shit, man. Like, and I call people on it. You know what I'm saying, if you ain't living a certain type of way and you got any type of these on your body, I'm gonna call you on it, man. Like,
back to the first day. How was it when you first walked in? Did you know what you were gonna get into, or did it just kind of come about?
When I first come in, my first time was at a work center, so I wasn't nervous. It didn't really, because it was like being in a county jail, so wasn't a whole lot of scary Jahars there. But when I got out of that first 4, like I said, I was out 14 days. I came in a second time. I was scared. I come into Lawton, Stabbing Hut. And I walked to my unit, not even from where me and y'all are sitting. There's this little Native family kid that got ran off the pod because he wouldn't cover his patch up from the Savage Boys. Fucking, they broke out, popped up, and you got to pop the door. The guards got to pop that door open. So I would tell you something right there. It starts getting them. Boom, boom, boom. Blood all over me, man. What the fuck, man? Like, went to my cell, thought to myself, sat down, was like, you know what I'm saying? Call me what you want, but a little bit of me was scared, like, dude, I'm in prison. Holy shit, that dude just got stabbed, murdered, and killed. He only had, in front of me, he only had a week to go home because he wouldn't cover his shit, like this real gangbanging shit. Like, it was nerve wracking, man, because the homies are really gonna test you there, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, any kid, if you don't go and say you're a little scared, like, I know it takes a real motherfucker.
Shit gets real, bro.
It takes a
Like,
real motherfucker to do that. And
yeah.
I'm a real motherfucker. I've made it through every. I'm ST. You know what I mean? Lawton was live. We didn't have too many problems. We stayed locked. Mob stays locked down on them private prisons, and only went to private. So we stayed locked down a lot. When we did come out, it was active. And it's just like Core Civic and Geo. I guess there's a bunch of them around the United States, and it's just it's private. It's like the big prisons where the maxes are, and like it's where all like the serious gangbangers go. You know what I'm saying? But then if you go like Connors or Sayer or something like a State Yard, it's a lot of fuck there because you get to move around. Like you just don't get to move around like that. But it still falls out. Don't get twisted.
So there's different levels to the prison. So like you say max and all that. You break that down.
The max, man, you on 23-hour lockdown, basically 24-hour lockdown. You don't get to leave your cell. You get taken to cuffs to go shower, medical, wherever. That's where you go. If you like get in trouble, you got high points, or if you're a killer, stab somebody, whatever, man. So that's in the fucking knucklehead. Or if you got too many points, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to be a murderer to be in a max. Hell, it could just be you got caught with too many freaking cell phones or knives or something, too many points. They shoot you to the max for a year, send you back down to security. You know.